Do chapter 11's homework quiz. So let's just start it off. Oops, before I do that though, what should I do? I should open the calculator. Yes, good. Because that's what we're going to be using. I'm not going to do this by hand. I'm not going to use, and I'm going to show you. So we'll first introduce you to the stats calculator. So I've got it open. Notice we can just put our data in here. For some of these, we can copy and paste the data in here. That's what I really like to do. Notice it's going to give us the minimum, the maximum. It's going to give us the range. It's going to give us how many data pieces there are. It will sum it up for us. It'll give us the mean. It'll give us the median. It'll give us the mode. It will calculate the standard deviation for us. It also gives us variance. It gives us mid-range, so that's there. Quartiles we didn't talk about. You would probably talk about that maybe in a second or third week in a statistics class if you take it. For this one, I don't think we're going to need to talk about it. Maybe we do. If we do, we do. Okay, so I'm going to just attach that, make it a little bit smaller. And we'll just let it sit over here. There we go. And now let's go back to homework quiz. Okay, and let's see how many questions do we got. We got 5 questions, just as sort of we usually get. Okay, this one's not too bad. So we are given, let me see if I make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Frisbee Golf Club recorded the ages of its members and used the results to construct this histogram. Find the number of members 25 years of age or older. So 25 years of age or older, what would you say for that one?
About 10.
And how'd you get that? There's 4 here, right? In this 26 to 30.
Oh, you got different ones.
Okay, yeah, everyone's probably different. So what we do is we count. So members 25 years of age or older. Now the thing is when we have these groupings, 21 to 25, what we're going to have to do is make a judgment here. Is a 25-year-old in this, does this include the 25-year-olds, or are they included here? I think it would. So we really maybe can't, because we can't count all of these, because some of these might be less than 25, right? Mm-hmm. But I would count this group certainly 26 and 30, and I would count this group 31 to 35. And what we do is we come over here, and this group looks like they have 4. This group here, come over, looks like they have 6. So I would say 10. Add those together. So maybe, yeah, maybe we do have the same one. Okay, but then again, I would feel more comfortable if the question was older than 25, 25 years or oh wait, I've read the wrong word, the last word, because I'm an old man. I was thinking older.
So
okay.
From 25 to that side, right?
You got it. You got it. So thanks. Read the question. That's my biggest problem, is I don't like to read questions. So, but you guys understand that, right? Okay, so that now it makes sense, because I was going, how can you do this? What about the 25? 25 or younger? Yes. So that is these folks this way. So we've got 5 here, and then in this group there's 1. So 5 plus 1 would give us 6. So that's what we need to put in there. Okay. Check our answer, and it liked it. Okay. Number 2, we didn't talk too much about this, or any about this, so that's good that we're going over it. Distribution shapes. So if we look at things, determine the shape of each distribution below. So first of all, we'll look at this. We'll look at this one. This actually fits more with what we'll be talking about next week. But anyway, this would be a what we would call a bell shape, right? That's what a bell shape looks like. It looks like a bell. These other two, the first one and the third one, those both have a skew. So they're a bell that has been pushed to one side or the other. Which one is a right skew? Which one's a left? They're skewed. The skew part is the lower part. So this one you might think is a left-hand skew because it's got the most of it over here, but this is actually a right skew. It's where it's sort of been pushed from the right. Okay, so we'll call that a right skew. And again, this actually is in next week's, but we'll do it this one. So that would make this one what? A left skew, because again, the skew is from where we would call these outliers, and again, we'll talk about those a little bit more. And so that leaves that this one here in the middle, this is what we call a uniform distribution. Everything is the same amount. Okay, so that's why we go through these, and anything I missed in the lecture, we'll make sure we get picked up for this. Question 3, consider the following data set. Round your answers to the nearest hundredths as needed. So they want the mean, the median, the mode, the range. Okay, so let's see if this works the way I was hoping it would. I think I can bring this in a little bit. I think we'll be able to copy these. And then I'll do a Control C. And then let's see if that works. I'm going to do a Control V, and it puts the data in. Now, I don't know if I need, well, let's just calculate and see if it works. I might need commas in there. Nope, it looks like it put them in for me actually. So I was able to just copy paste, and now it tells me minimum, maximum. It tells me everything I need to know. It tells me the mean is 36.5. So you see how, I just want you to think, what did they do to get that? They added them together, divided by however many there were. But I don't want to take all this, median, they're going to put them in order. They're going to find the one in the middle, and they say that's 37. Again, that's what the calculator did.
So we're gonna round it, right? 200?
Round your answers to the nearest hundredth as needed. Hundredth would be 2 decimal places, so yeah, I guess you could be 36.50. You're right, and then the others one we're going to need. It'll give us the mode. The mode is 53, and you see 2 53s there, so you might, okay, yeah, that's the one. Range is 43, and remember, how did they get the range? They took the biggest minus the smallest. Again, we didn't even have to find it. The calculator will do it for us. So sort of understand. And then the sample standard deviation, they did that, the calculation. Yeah, this is going to be 14.29. There's a 2 after the 9. It's kind of small. 14.29. So round it to the hundredths place. That's 2 decimal places. 14.29. And let's just make sure. Yeah, I think that should all.
So it's not, oh, yeah, it's 2 decimal places.
Let's check the answer. Yeah, it all worked. Okay, so homework problems, you'll be able to do that. If they give you the data, a lot of times you'll be able to copy. If you can't, you just have to enter it in. This one we might have problems. We'll see. Find the 5-number summary for the data shown below. Now, we didn't talk about 5-number summary. Again, I think I have it for next week. I'll have to update this, but let's copy it. You can do it that way too. Come over here, we can clear out the data, and then let's paste this in. And yeah, even that, see, did I get all the data? Yeah, it looks like it's all in there. I'm going to calculate, and then it puts in the commas and everything. Now, what is a 5-number summary? Bless you.
Thank you.
The 5-number summary involves the median. It also involves the minimum and the maximum. So it's 5 numbers that describe it. So the 5 numbers we're looking for: the min, the max, the median. So that's the two ends, the one in the middle, and then we're looking for quartile 1 and quartile 3. So this is a quarter way through the data, and a quarter way through the top part. So this is kind of like, here's the very middle, this is the middle of the bottom half, this is the middle of the top half. So it tells us sort of the spread of the data. Okay. So when we have a median, what we do is we use the 5-number summary, and that's given, and so it's kind of spread out. They don't say, here's the 5-number summary. Oh, the other thing I like about they also give us a frequency table. So if you need to make a frequency table, come down here, you'll see your frequency table. So minimum is 2, so that goes here. Maximum was 82, that goes there. The median was 45, goes in the middle. And then what I want is the quartiles, and they give us that here. Notice they give us Q1, they give us Q2, which is the median, and then Q3. So going through a quarter way through the data. So then it'll be 30 and 62.
So it's Q1 and Q3?
Yeah, Q1 and Q3.
Because Q2 is every year?
Yeah, we've already got it. So actually you could come here, you could ignore the median, and your middle number, it gives it to you as Q2. Okay. We'll check our answer, and they're all correct. So you see how, copy the data in, it will give it to you. You just have to know where to look. Okay. So you can just come down to the quartiles. It gives you the first, second, and third quartiles. That's the middle 3 numbers. And then your first 2 numbers, the minimum and the max, are up there at the top. So again, that's what I used to use a different one, then a student found this one, and this one seems to be a little bit more helpful. There's other ones, and you're welcome to use any one you want. So that was question 4. We just now need to do, there's 6. I thought there was only 5 questions. Looks like there's 6. So this is a graph of the 5-number summary, okay? And it's called a box and whisker plot. The lines, each line represents one of the 5 numbers. So let me see if I can do this. So these over here are the minimums at the far end, and this would be the maximum. This bar here would be the median, or Q2 if you want, and then this line here is going to be Q1, and this will be Q3. Okay, and the same thing up here. This is the minimum. This is Q1, Q2, or the median, Q3, and its maximum. So we have construction workers and we have teachers. These are salaries. If a person is making the maximum salary for a construction worker, so that's right here, that's $42,000. Again, hopefully I know they make a lot more than that. They are making more than what percentage of teachers? Well, if you're making $42,000, what percent of teachers are you? You're making more money than 100% of the teachers, right? The other thing to recognize is that these 5-number summary, they divide the data up into quartiles. And what's a quarter? 25 cents?
Oh,
Quarter, yeah. So it's 25% in each of these. So this represents 25%. This little part of the box between here and here is 25%. This little part here is 25% of the data. So notice even though it's 25%, this bottom quartile is more spread out than the top. Okay, because I guess once you get up in the salary, it gets sort of, so each of these is 25%. So yes, this would be 100%. So that one's not too hard to answer.
Okay. What is that? Wait, I'm not sure if it's gonna be like that for mine. So,
Yeah, and basically you just, if they line up, so if the question was changed a little bit, let's say the question was changed that the construction worker, the person who's making the median salary for a construction worker, that's right here. What percentage of they're making more money than what percent of teachers? 25, 25, and 25. That would be a total of 75%. Now, if it was like here, you couldn't tell because this third quartile is in the middle of this and we don't know where they are. But if they line up, or if they say making the first quarter, you're still making more money than 50% of the teachers.
oh, okay.
Even if you're making,
Yeah, so it's like.
yeah.
So, then why would it have to be 50% then?
Well, the first quartile is right here,
Yeah.
and notice that's
Oh. So,
50% of the teachers make less than that.
okay.
So that's kind of the way to think it.
I still feel as though it should be like 50% then, but I guess I might be overcomplicating it.
Yeah. So if you're making the max though,
It's like they're
as a
not-
construction worker, you're making more than all of the teachers, 100% of the teachers.
Okay, so if the maximum is larger, then you're making 100%.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Okay, I can go with that logic.
Okay. That's why I started doing these quizzes, because they sometimes update this and they have questions. Like I said, I deal with this in my next one, but so this is again thinking in terms of quartiles, which I'll talk a little bit more about. In general, blank percent of the values in a data set lie at or below the median. Well, the median's right in the middle, right? So 50% are below. Blank percent of the values in a data set lie at or below the third quartile. So if we're at the third quartile, how much is below? 3/4. 25 times 3 is 75. So if a sample consists of 700 test scores, blank of them would be at or below the second quartile. So second quartile is the median. You have 700. Where is the median?
That'd be what, 350?
350, exact. 350 is in the middle. So yeah, 350 would be, because it's an even number, the median's actually halfway between 350 and 351. So 50% of them would be below the at or below the median.
Oh, so
Oh, not 50%, which is 350. Yes. So pay attention to the question. Sometimes they ask for an amount. Sometimes they ask for a percent. If a sample consists of 700 test scores, blank of them would be at or above the first quartile. At or above the first quartile. So,
oh, so it's like what's 50 or 25% of 50? Or not
well,
25, or like,
25% would be below the first quartile. How much is above the first quartile?
oh, so that'd be 75.
75%. So then we just got to figure out 75% of 700. 350 is 50%. What's half of 350? Is 175. So we have 350 plus 175. So that's 50%.
525.
20. Oh, what's that?
525.
525. Okay, yeah. Add them together. This would be 25%. So 525.
Where is 175 from?
The 175, so let's think of this. We'll just draw a little box and whisker thing. So here's the first quartile. The question is, as we're at or above the first quartile, so we're going this way, so we're going to get 25, 25. So that's where I got the 50%. That's the 350. And here's another 25%. So what I did is, so if 350 is 50%, half of that would be 175.
Oh,
And then if we add them together, another way you could have just done this is say 700 times 0.75, which is 75%, you'd get that same answer, 525. And it's all good. So got us into quartiles a little bit quicker than I had anticipated. Let's see, did we get all the questions? We did, all 6. So you can start working on them. Again, we have Thursday will be a lab day. You're welcome to come back. We'll take a look at things. And if there's any in the homework that we missed, we'll take a look at. But these quartile ones, take a look at it. If you got questions, let me know. And we can also address it either this Thursday or next Tuesday. Now with Tuesday, and we got Thanksgiving, right? So we won't be meeting that Thursday, but we'll do a lab day afterwards. All right. So be sure to, again, pull up the, see my battery just almost gone. We made it. You're right. So
Saying I'm at 70%.
we'll stop the